Today we'll learn about the bass clef, which is the other clef that we use for choral music. The bass clef can be identified for its backwards C appearance and, of course, the characteristic two little dots to the right of it. The bass clef, while not as commonly used as the treble clef, is still one of the most commonly used clefs in music, and anyone who spends a bunch of time singing below middle C should be able to read it. The voice types that use bass clef are the basses, the baritones, and sometimes the tenors, although the tenors will often have to switch between treble clef and bass clef. Other instruments that use the bass clef are the piano, the bass guitar, cello, tuba, bassoon, contrabassoon, timpani, anything that plays low notes, like the bass piccolo. Here's a fun bit of trivia. The bass clef is sometimes called the F clef for a couple of reasons. The first being that the big dot on the left side of the bass clef is right on the F line, and the two dots on the right side are on either side of the F line. The other reason is that if you connect the two dots to the swirl, you can make a fancy letter F, and really stands out as being an F clef. So now you know a little fun trick to show your family at dinner tonight. Middle C is located above the bass clef. Do you remember how in the treble clef, middle C was the first line below? Those two C's are exactly the same note. So if an alto is singing middle C and a baritone is singing a middle C, they're actually singing the same note, even though they look a little bit different. A way to remember the middle C is that it's on the first ledger line above the bass clef and the first ledger line below the treble clef, but they're the exact same note. Okay, you've been asking for more mnemonic devices, and I am here to deliver. For the bass clef, we use two of my favorite mnemonic devices. For the spaces, we use the saying, all cows eat grass, ACEG. And for the lines, we use good burritos don't fall apart, GBDFA. If you have a hard time remembering which is which, just remember that there are 4 spaces and 5 lines, and your sayings need to match them. So all cows eat grass has 4 words, therefore it's for the spaces. Good burritos don't fall apart is for the lines. Here, we can see the grand staff with the treble clef, bass clef, and all of their associated mnemonic devices. In the treble clef, we have face, and every good burger deserves fries. Remember, face, the spaces, is up high, just like your face is up at the top of your body. The bass clef has all cows eat grass and good burritos don't fall apart. Cows make low sounds, so that one is low. That's how I've always remembered it and taught it. You should memorize this page for all the tricks. Face, every good burger deserves fries. And then the bass clef, all cows eat grass and good burritos don't fall apart. And just to review one more time, when you go up the staff, you go forward in the alphabet from space to line and then line back to space, from A to G, and then you start over again. So the bottom space of all for all cows eat grass is followed by B, and then C, D, E, F, G, and then we go back to A.